Okay, so this is just a very short one to tell you about one thing I've learned since I've started making videos. It's basically a really interesting feature about the internet. And I've also learned this through blogging and through other, escapades on the wide, wide, wild world. That is the World Wide Web. Are you ready? If you make something that sucks, nobody cares. You don't get punished in any way. Nothing bad happens to you. But if you make something that's cool at all, or that people find valuable in any way, then people like it. You get positive feedback. It feels good. It has an effect on people. It might even be valuable to people in more significant ways. And it's basically this asymmetry between what happens if you fail by being creative on the internet and if you're even slightly successful being creative on the internet. It's a really, really nice feature of this crazy world that is the internet. And I think it's really important to share that because a lot of people actually have incorrect viewpoints on this sort of thing. A lot of people I know, especially young people, because I have a lot of students, are really afraid of putting anything out there on the internet. They're afraid, what if it looks stupid, or what if they say something that's mistaken, or whatever it might be. They're afraid that somehow this is going to have all these negative effects on how people see them or what happens to them in their life and their future and their opportunities. I don't think so. I think that basically if what you do sucks or is dumb, or even if it's slightly bad in a way that actually has negative effects on people, for the most part, it's not going to matter. People are going to ignore it and it's going to go nowhere. But if it's cool, then things might happen because people will notice it. People are pretty good, like human beings are pretty good at sifting through all of the junk, and the internet is filled with mostly junk. So I think that if you want to make shit, you should. And just keep trying until you do something that anyone finds valuable, or even just that you find valuable, and trust that it will eventually, be found by someone, and all the mistakes you make and all the dumb things will probably just be ignored and fall into the dustbin of history. Don't be afraid of making stupid or bad things, because the hive mind will let them fall through the cracks for the most part. Obviously, don't, be, you want to be sensitive and self-aware and try to do your best in everything you do and not be a total asshole. Don't take advantage of this secret, but also, you should let yourself be buoyed by this really convenient and I think quite empowering asymmetry that you find in internet culture, because I think a lot of people don't realize it. I think if you realize that, it's actually super empowering and exciting, and really makes you feel kind of free to experiment.